Hi everyone, we're back for the feature episode of Adams for the Love of Movie Picks tonight. And tonight we're going to be talking about the 2002 film John Q, starring Denzel Washington. This movie has quite a few well-known actors in it. Obviously, Denzel Washington is John Quincy Archibald. Robert Duvall is Lieutenant Frank Grimes. Kimberly Elise as Denise Archibald. David Thornton as Jimmy Palumbo. And the late Anne Heche as Rebecca Payne. James Woods as Dr. Raymond Turner. You've also got the late Ray Liotta as the police chief. Ethan Suplee as guard Max Connellan. Sean Hatosy as Mitch Quigley. Eddie Griffith as Lester Matthews. It was Ray Liotta as Chief Gus Monroe. That was the actual name of him. And I think that is pretty much the extent of the well-known actors in this one. Oh, and there's a few cameo appearances too. I'm not 100% sure the way they use them. Some of them, it seems like they may have actually been in the line because they use specific reference to John and Archibald. Some of them almost seem like they're clip outs, so I don't know, but they give him credit to it regardless. You got Jay Leno as Jay Leno, Gloria Allred as Gloria Allred, Larry King as Larry King, Nos as Nos, Bill Mayer as Bill Mayer, and I think that is pretty much it. So first off, I just want to say it's hard to believe this movie is 2002. Like, it just feels like, the older I get, man, some of my favorite movies, the older they seem to get. Like 2002, like that's 21 years ago. Like that blows my mind. Like I remember when this movie came out. It's a great movie, great storyline, simple, easy to follow, and it was very emotional at times. It's got some good humor as well. So Denzel Washington plays the lead character, John Quincy Archibald. I think the thing is too, before I get too into what the movie's about, I think this movie. I have to do my research, but I think at this time in America, as far as I know, we're still kind of struggling with it, but I think it was really bad. The healthcare system in America at the time was really bad. I think they mentioned something like 50 million Americans who don't have health insurance. It's really quite sad. Like up here in Canada, I can't relate because our health system is so much different. So our taxes go towards our healthcare system. So it's, we don't really have the same problem with our healthcare. Like we don't have, like for most things, I should say. Obviously, there's some things that aren't covered. Eye care, dental, what have you. But like most of the things that are the problem in this movie are covered by our healthcare system up here, or should be covered, I should say. And it's not in America. So basically, John Q, he plays like an average American man with a wife and a son named Mike. It's everything. They're not rich, but they seem to have most things going for. They got a roof over their head. He's got a job, but it's not great. They're downsizing. Cutting back on his hours. So he's not making a lot of money, and because of that, they've also cut back on what his insurance covers. His wife is just started a new job. I think it's at a grocery store or something. So they don't have a lot of money. And their son, while at a baseball game, collapses, and basically they find out he needs a heart, or he's gonna die. Now they do everything in their power to get the money, but because his insurance isn't there, they have to pay for the heart surgery, as the hospital refers to it as treated as a cash account, and they have to come up with a $75,000 down payment just to get his name on the list. And they're doing everything in their power, but it's not enough, and they basically are ready to send Mike home to die. While Denise, the wife, calls up John and said, "John, they're sending him home to die. You need to do something." But she did not think what would happen is that he would get a gun and take the ER of the hospital hostage in order to get his son's name on the list. So, it's quite, it's an emotional roller coaster of a movie. And, like I said, it's quite good. It's got some good action. It's got some comedy to it as well. There's some, few funny moments here or there. But overall, it's just a good film. It's got at the end. I won't say too much about the ending for those who haven't seen it, but it's a good ending. So there you are, folks. I highly recommend John Q if you haven't seen it. Not sure if it's available on any streaming platforms, but I'm pretty sure it's available wherever movies are sold. So there you are, folks. You have yourselves a great night. We'll catch you next week. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you then.